Hello ladies and gents, welcome to a bit of a channel update for April 24th, 2016. Today we are moving on, moving up, and moving out. Or moving in, depending on how you look at it. There are three things I would like to talk to you about today, all of which are pieces of big news in one way or another, all of which are very exciting in one regard or another, and all of which just scare the absolute shit out of me in one way or another. So let's go ahead and get into the first thing. And the first thing is that 3 years ago, I signed a contract with Maker Studios. Well, not Maker Studios specifically, but a sub-network of Maker Studios, which was then known as RPM. That network went on to become Maker Gen and is still Maker Gen today. I signed that contract. That was my first YouTube network. That was my first contract that I ever signed with this channel, and that was over 3 years ago. That was a long time ago. But yeah, I signed that, and then 2 years ago I signed another contract that had me sticking with them for another 2 years. And then this Friday just passed, the 22nd of April 2016, marks the end of that contract, and I didn't renew it. I actually emailed Maker and said, hey, I would actually like it if you would not renew my contract. I would like to go elsewhere, and I would like to do different things, and I would like to partner with other people, I guess, is technically the way you could look at it. And they were cool about it. They said, yeah, that's fine, we'll clear your contract, and you'll be gone on the 22nd of April. And I was, and that's that. And after 3 years, I'm no longer with Maker Studios, and that's terrifying. Not because I'm going off on my own. In fact, I have immediately partnered with another MCN. I've partnered with Curse. But, yeah, it's just weird. It's scary because it doesn't feel like it was 3 years ago I was signing that contract. Maker Studios, for me, 3 years ago, like, I am such a different person to who I was 3 years ago, because signing that contract was like, I'm with Maker Studios. Maker Studios had Total Biscuit, has the Yogscast, had Jesse Cox, like, these channels and loads of channels that I was watching at the time were under Maker Studios. I mean, they were with the Game Station. I was with RPM, and then the Game Station became Polaris, and RPM became Maker Gen, but I was in the same company, almost, as all these other people, and I was really excited about that, and that was like my getting my foot in the door, because one day I wanted to be in the Game Station, and one day I wanted to be in Polaris. And it was really, it was exciting. It really was. It was strange and new and exciting, and it made me feel like what I was doing wasn't this complete waste of time. And then 3 years later, my entire outlook on that contract has changed a little bit. Maker Studios is a place I will always hold dear. I have no hard feelings against them whatsoever, and I just wanted to go about my own thing. I wanted to go elsewhere. I wanted to go to Curse, and I don't really look at Maker Studios in that same way. The only reason I was with them, the only reason I went to Maker in the beginning was because of that sort of, I guess, sort of childlike admiration for these other channels, which I still admire the work that Jesse Cox does and Total Biscuit does. I still look up to those guys. You know, they're very successful and they're very entertaining and all that stuff, but I don't have that same, I want to be in the same kind of network as these guys that I had 3 years ago. So I decided to go to Curse for a multitude of reasons, and I'm happy about it. I actually like to look at leaving Maker Studios as a bookend in a way. It's book one of however many books ConflictNerd is going to span, because it's a scary thing, really. Looking at 3 years and going, hey, it's been 3 years. I've been doing this thing for 3 years. And not only do I know that because of this contract and through memory, but there is evidence that I've been doing it for 3 years. I looked at the channel and went, wow, I've been doing this for almost 4. I've been doing this whole thing for almost 4 years, because my channel will be 4 years old on the 24th of August. So that is scary. It really is. But it's for the best. It's definitely for the best. It's a move that I've wanted to make for a very long time, and it's a move I'm happy to have made. So that's the first bit of news. I am a little bit sentimental about it. Again, that was my first MCN. That was my first sort of foot in the door as a YouTuber. So that was something very important. It still is. It's still very important. That was my first step on the path that led me to where I am today. So yeah, I'm happy with that one. Anyway, the second piece of news to talk about is that ConflictNerd as a company has brought on a community manager who is doing an absolutely fantastic job of running our social media better than we ever could. If you're not aware, there is a Facebook page called the ConflictNerd Family and a Twitter page called the ConflictNerd Family, which I think is at the CN Family, where every video from every ConflictNerd channel is posted. If you're not aware, there are 4 ConflictNerd channels. There's technically 5 if you count the live channel, but it's not been used in a while. But there are 4 ConflictNerd channels. There's me, Meg, Mathin, and Steven. Everyone posts content of one degree or others. Mathin is a bit more of a streamer than a YouTuber, but the stream VODs get posted to YouTube in one way or other, or they end up as highlights, or there's different things going on there. I know at the moment, or recently anyway, he posted 3 parts of a D&D show we did on a 12-hour live stream of his, which was Radio Free Kaiju, which was a lot of fun, and I would recommend you go check that out. But yeah, we brought on a community manager who is running the ConflictNerd Family accounts on Facebook and Twitter, and is doing a wonderful job of that, and is keeping everyone in check as well, which is nice. That's actually really useful. It's great having someone to keep me in check and sort of keep me on schedule and keep everyone on schedule. It's a thing we've needed for a while. And it's just good to have that person that can sort of say to me or say to anyone, hey, you might want to reconsider that tweet. Wasn't the best idea. Granted, everyone generally says that to me. A lot. I've been told that a lot. I don't really have a filter on Twitter. That's actually why I recently added the a line to my Twitter bio, which was all opinions are my own. Because my Twitter is obviously just at ConflictNerd, because I was, I made all of this and I was the original channel, so I'm not giving away that Twitter handle. That the company's not getting it, the family Twitter's not getting it, no one's getting it. It's mine. But yeah, it's just one of those things. I lose it on Twitter sometimes, and I decide to go on a bit of a rant, and no one ever stops me because they can't. But besides that, that's the second piece of news that is incredibly exciting, because it is a very good thing for ConflictNerd in general. Also, I want to mention, I get this every time I mention the family. ConflictNerd is not something that, it's not an MCN. It's not a thing that you can just sign up to join. And please, if you're thinking of ever asking me about it, be 18 years old, because I'm not hiring someone under 18. I'm sorry, there are some very talented people under 18 out there, but for legal reasons, I will not be hiring anyone or bringing anyone into the ConflictNerd family who is not 18 years old at least. It's just so much easier if you are. If you are curious about it, message me on Twitter, tweet me, email me, whatever. Ask the right questions. We'll start up a conversation. We'll get talking and see where that goes from there. But just be 18 years old. That's all I ask. It makes things so much easier. Anyway, the third and biggest piece of news out of all of the news today is next week I am moving into an office. Both Meg and I are getting some offices here in town, which we're going to be running our YouTube channels out of. and it's amazing. It ties into what I was saying about 3 years ago. I was jumping into my first YouTube network. I was taking my first steps as a YouTuber, and now I am getting an office to do all of this out of. I'm getting an office so I have more time in my day to record, so I have a proper work environment that I can record from, so that I can treat this the way I think it deserves to be treated, so I can add, I can give 110% every day, so I can spend 9 to 5 every day making videos, which means I can make more videos, I can make better videos, I can make different things, I can have more time to live stream. It just gives me more time to do the content I want to do, which doesn't mean I'm not doing the content I want to do at the moment, but it just gives me more time in the day. It's exciting. I think it's the right steps for this channel, and I think it's the right steps for ConflictNerd in general. I think it's really exciting, and it is really exciting. It's terrifying, and utterly terrifying. It really is. I'm moving my work PC, Meg's work PC. They're all going into the offices. All of my screens are going into the offices. All my audio hardware, recording hardware, everything, the lighting, the green screens, all going into this building in town. It is a secure building. I have 24/7 access to it. There are key codes and all that stuff. It's really cool, but still terrifying. It really, really is just terrifying. It's not in a I don't want to do this, just in a 3 years ago I was signing up to my first MCN and my first steps as a YouTuber. 3 years later, I am getting an office to be a YouTuber. That's just ridiculous. It really is. And I am beyond grateful for all of this. It is completely impossible without the contribution of everyone that watches these videos. Without you guys, it's not possible for me to make as many videos as I do, to get this office, to stream as much as I do, to do any of this, really. It is all down to you guys, and I am incredibly, incredibly grateful for that. I don't say it enough, but I really, really am. I haven't done a subscriber milestone thank you video in a while, and I think we just hit 45,000 subscribers very recently, so I guess I could thank you for that, but I'll save a big celebration for 50,000 subscribers, which we should be on fairly soon. It's just, I don't know, man. I don't thank you guys enough. I thank you kindly at the end of each and every video, and I do mean that. It is an outro, but it is also the truth. But yeah, none of this could happen without the continued support of each and every one of you. We have moved to a new network. We have a community manager. We are moving into offices, and it is all because of the continued support of this amazing community of people. And that's something I don't stress enough. This is a really brilliant community. There's no hatred or aggression or negativity. I don't ever see it in the comments. I don't see people fighting. I don't see anything like that. It's honestly brilliant to see. But yeah, that is going to be it. So I guess the correct thing to do would be to say thank you kindly for watching, or listening, as is probably the case with this kind of video. I do really appreciate the continued support. None of this is possible without you, so never forget that. That's something you should always remember. But yeah, thank you kindly for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!